Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Mr. Larry Gaines.
What's going on? What's going on?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's not the best of season one. It's season 2, episode 7 of Midnight Vibes. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am still alive. Shout out to my girlfriend, wherever you are. Love you, baby. How was your week, Mr. Larry Gaines?
Good. Hectic, of course. Even though it was a short week, it was still hectic. But like I said, this is always the highlight of my day here on Saturday. So I'm glad that I'm here and, getting real close. Can't wait till November gets here. I don't mean to rush it, but,
Yeah.
getting
We have
there.
something in the works, ladies. We have something in the works, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to talk about that here because that's called exclusivity. Exclusivity. Now, ladies and gentlemen, today is season 2, episode 11, and we're going to talk about two topics like always, every episode, and we're going to have music news in the middle and a very heartwarming story time. All right. So before we get to anything else, give a like, give a follow, give a comment down below, leave a live chat and all that jazz. I'm not drunk or high. It's called being normal, ladies and gentlemen. So for the first time ever on this episode, we're going to talk about the appropriate age. Oh, the appropriate age to be tried as an adult, ladies and gentlemen, and expanding on that topic, the appropriate age of certain other things. We'll get to that in a second. Now, where do you live, ladies and gentlemen? And where do you live, Mr. Larry Gaines?
I'm in the wonderful state of New Jersey.
Okay. Now, into your understanding, into your knowledge, what age should be the appropriate age for a teenager or, say, child tried as an adult?
Well, I would think it all depends on the crime, the circumstance. Yeah. But I would say around 16 years old, you're starting to cut it. So okay. You start to create some crimes, after 16 years old, and getting real close. I think 14 might be too young. 14, 15 might be too young, but 16, depending on the crime. Yeah.
Okay. I'll put this back. It's time to get serious, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I have a list here of the 50 states, not including Hawaii or Puerto Rico, of the levels and ages of such things. So we're going to go alphabetically. I don't do this. I just find it. I'm going to skip a couple that are not that important. Let's go with Alabama, right? Civil age majority, 19 years old. Age of criminal responsibility majority, 18 years old. Age juvenile case can be that can be transferred to adult court. What age do you want to think, Mr. Larry Gaines? And down in the chat, what age do you think is going to be? I'll give you guys 5 seconds.
I'm thinking something crazy like 14.
Son of a bitch, you got it right. 14. Damn it, that was a good ass one. Nice. Okay, 14 with a juvenile court hearing, 16 direct file for Class A felonies. That's crazy. So a 14-year-old kid riding dirty or have a gun, you got to get, that's messed up. Shout out to you, Stratton. Hello. Now, let's go down the list a little bit more. Alaska. By the way, the age of criminal responsibility, the majority of them are 18. So I'm not going to say those names or those numbers. I'm going to tell you the age juvenile case that can be transferred to adult courts. Those numbers. Now, in Arizona, there is no age. Okay.
Come again? What's that mean? There's no age.
As in, there is no age that is to be an adult. That's kind of scary. That means a baby can go to jail.
Yeah, I thought that's what you
were. Shout out to you. I'm gonna give you the story that we talked about in the. I'll stay here. You're gonna hear a beautiful story time. Now, continuing on. Let's see. Arkansas, 14. California, 16. Colorado, 15. Connecticut, 15. Delaware, 14. Which is kind of weird for Delaware, but it's Delaware. You know how it goes. Florida. The juvenile offender must be at least 14 years old to be tried as an adult. So 13, anyone in Florida, go get a gun. I'm not saying that to do that really, just, that's a joke. Continuing on. Here's a funny thing. Georgia, 13 to 17 for certain offenses. Okay.
I kind of figured that.
Not kind of about that. Now Hawaii. I thought Hawaii wasn't included, but it was. On after 16 and alleged to have committed act that would constitute felony if committed by adult under certain circumstances. Minimum age on after 14 and alleged to have committed act that constitutes a felony if committed by adult. So between 14 and 16. So that's kind of like crazy if you think about it that way. Moving on. Idaho. Okay. Generally 14. No shame to Idaho, ladies and gentlemen. No shame to Idaho. Just Idaho. Generally 14. I know. But for certain offenses in Idaho code, murder, arson, there is no minimum. Oh, this is messed up. Let me say this again. Generally 14, but for certain offenses in Idaho code 20/509, murder, arson, etc., there is no minimum age. So don't be crazy in Idaho, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're gonna skip on. Oh, this one's really, really special. Indiana. Upon waiver, motion by prosecutor and finding of juvenile court 12 to 16 for certain major felony offenses, no minimum age for felony offense, and previous felony or non-traffic misdemeanor conviction. So in Indiana, there is no limit. There is no limit, honestly. So let's go to places that I know that people might think of. Kentucky, 14. Maine, no minimum age. So you can be tried as an adult whatever year in Maine. Massachusetts, 14. Mississippi, 13. Shout out to King the Destroyer. Missouri, 12.
Wow. That's crazy.
Here's something crazy. Generally 12, but for certain offenses in Missouri code, first degree M, second degree M, forcible R, forcible SODO. You can finish that word. There is no minimum age in those cases. So let's go to New Jersey, right? Nevada is 13, New Hampshire 15, Nebraska 14, Montana 12, New Jersey. There's actually an addendum for this. Okay, that's kind of fucked up. But let's go. Let's find out together, Laren. All right. A discretionary and presumptive waiver can be used for youth age 15 and older that meet statutory delineated offense criteria set forth in New Jersey SA 2A/4A/26.1. So that's damn. New York 13, North Carolina 13. Let's go to Philadelphia because I want Pennsylvania. Automatic certification to adult court if murder. I mean M. 15 plus with the commission of certain crimes with a deadly weapon. 15 plus charged with certain crimes and who have previously been educated, delinquent of certain crimes. Prosecutor can file motion to everything. Okay, let's get blah, blah, blah. West Virginia and Wyoming. Shout out to Lone Sniper Wolf. Blank. Huh. It just says blank. Washington, D.C. is 12. You can try as an adult, 12. Yep.
Easy too.
Vermont, 16-19. Utah, the Mormon state, 14. Texas, 14. Tennessee. Depends on it actually just says 3 words. Depends on offense.
I kind of agree with, I think most of them should be put that way.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the fact that most states that are not really known are used to saying, hey, there's no age. Is that fair? In certain cases, like first degree M, second degree M, R, and the SODO word. Those cases, what about that?
Well, like I said, it all depends on the circumstance because all of those situations that you just named, minus the last 2, it really all depends. Like, there's always 2 sides to a story, and the truth is always somewhere in the middle. So it's great for one person to say one side of the reason why this happened, but you really got to dig deep and find out what happened on the other side to cause some of these situations. Minus the last 2 that you said, because the last 2, even one of those, sometimes there are setups and stuff like that, and then it comes out years later that it was a setup. So, I don't know.
Okay. So let's
I
let's splinter that for a second. Let's splinter the appropriate age to certain other things in cases. Appropriate age for child support.
the appropriate age. Well, I guess depending on the state, when they're
Yeah,
able to go to work, because once you're able to go to work, that's it. You better get yourself a job.
that was the second question. So yeah, appropriate age for work now in this world. And I'm not talking like 9, 10 years old. Let's exclude that. But let's say a very genetically strong 11-year-old kid that looks like a freaking 25-year-old now wants to
Mhm.
work at a job. I used to do that at 12 years old, but I'm not like genetically jacked like everybody else. Is that appropriate? Obviously, if he studies and goes to school and has good grades and doesn't falter and has a great education and is, a lot of factors. But
If he,
ultimately,
yeah, if he wants to get a job just to get a job, or he wants to get a job because he has to support a child.
yes, both. Probably both.
Well, I say if he wants to get a job just to get a job and he's underage, probably not.
Okay.
But if he wants to get a job and then he has proof that the reason why he wants to get a job is because he has to take care of his responsibility, sure, why not?
Okay. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. That's all right. Appropriate age to get married.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right. We go into these questions, Laren. Come on now.
that's tough because I really would keep it at 18,
Okay.
only because when you're young, you do some stupid things.
Okay. Okay.
So I would
Okay.
keep that at 18.
What if you were like, I don't know, like in a different country and you loved each other and you didn't really care? Because you remember, and
Well,
I'm not endorsing this, ladies and gentlemen, but back in the day, people used to get married really young and just be with each other for a long period of time. That's how it was. You were married at 12 and that was the same phallus, same hole for the rest of your life. That's it, man. All right.
I mean, if the country supports it and it's part of the culture, sure, why not?
Last question. The appropriate age to vote.
When you're able to work.
Okay. Bonus question before we go on to the next subject. Appropriate age to buy land. That's a good question.
I would say when you're able to work.
Okay. Okay. All right. I was
Yeah,
thinking
'cause
about I was thinking about that Tom Cruise Nicole Kidman movie. They were going off west and they're just like trying to find like lands. So I was thinking about that. Like a kid should have dreams of having a house and having a place to stay, like not to be like, oh, I want to get a wife and kids. Like, no, I want to have a place to stay. I mean, most people would be like, I'm gonna live in my mom's house until my mom dies, and then no, that doesn't work that way. I love my mom's house, for example, and I'm not trying to. No, okay,
but the voting when you're able to work
okay.
because they're paying taxes. So wouldn't that be crazy? And wouldn't that be a game changer if the young ones can vote? That
That
would that.
would that would change the game so
Oh, it
much.
sure would. It sure would. And the same thing as buying property. Hell, why not? You're paying taxes already.
Yeah, you're paying taxes the second you buy a freaking iPhone at 14. Your mama's paying it, but you paying it too, boy. With all that stupid shit you're doing. But I get that. Shout out to that one person giving me a thumbs up. Now, ladies and gentlemen, before we go to the next topic, and it's gonna be with pictures because I'm like that now. What time is it, Mr. Laren Gaines?
It's time for music news.
Shout out to the hurricane. Don't hit Puerto Rico, please. Love you.
All right. So this week on music news, we're gonna talk about Miss SZA. She is announcing that she's coming out with a deluxe album to her sophomore album, SOS. So this one's a little different because it's considered a deluxe album, but technically it's going to be a brand new album. This is going to be 7 to 10 more songs added, and the title changes. So when the title changes, it's really technically a new album. So the SOS album is going to be titled Lana, and we have no idea when it's coming. Sounds like you're doing really well with those record sales, because typically when stuff like this happens, you're doing really well with those record sales. So it looks like the album's going to come out this fall. I hear Jing-a-ling-a-ling, Santa Claus, Christmas. I think it's going to be a December release. Moving on to Rihanna and ASAP. They have let everyone know what their second baby's name is, and the name is Riot Rose. So they have RZA, which was named after Wu-Tang Clan's RZA. That was their first baby's name. So they have RZA and they have Riot. Again, these are some stars in the making, like Blue Ivy. These artists, when they give these extravagant names, you're already putting your children out there and pretty much getting them set up for superstardom in the future. With names like RZA and Riot, you already know what that is. And I want to say rest in peace to Jimmy Buffett. He passed away, but prior to this, he was working on his last album. The album will be out November 3rd, and it's called Equal Strains on All Parts. You can stream some of the songs now. I think there's about maybe 3 songs that's available on all streaming platforms. But again, the final album will be out November 3rd. Speaking of albums for this month, we have Mr. P. Diddy coming out with an album. I can't wait because there's so many different artists on there, and Queen of Hip Hop Soul Mary J. Blige is going to be on this album with a song called I Like, and the previews of it is definitely intriguing. P. Diddy and Mary, of course, back in the studio. They are both officially the pioneers who created hip hop soul. So, they are back in the studio together, and the fans we love to see when they work behind the scenes, and it's real spicy. We also have The Weeknd, who claims that he's no longer going to feature and work with any other artists anymore. So apparently Diddy has the final collaboration with The Weeknd, and The Weeknd says that this is going to be his last final feature. So we'll see. Like I said, we'll see. And then Mr. Controversy, Mr. Drake is coming out with an album September as well. Man, he's always in music news. He's always creating some kind of nonsense, from painting his nails to accidentally showing us pictures from his phone that we probably shouldn't have seen. Anyway, so Drake and Diddy, you're up next, and we'll definitely keep you all posted on music news. And ladies and gentlemen, that was music news.
There, I'm back. And I want to say thank you guys for enjoying music. One more question before we continue on. Mm-hmm. Is it? I mean, I heard that P. Diddy is like releasing the rights to a lot of rappers and artists now too. And I'm happy for that. It took people like 40 years in the music industry to be like, I can't own my title. Yeah, you can own your title, you dumbasses. So I'm happy for that. So everyone's getting their own title back. Good. Like Biggie Smalls' property got their title back. Mace got their title back. Cameron, shout out to Cameron. Dipset got his title back. So I'm happy for them. Mazel tov. So I want to put that out there too.
Yeah, I think that was a good move for Diddy, especially since he's releasing, the Love record label. So yeah. It's, he exit. I'm not even sure if he's even doing any music on Bad Boy anymore at this point, but this is like a new era for him. So I think that that's great for him to be able to, show the world that, okay, I took care of those people. So it's still good to do business with me in a new era. So hopefully that was the motive behind it. But you got Total. You have, shout out to the B-side artists that people really Total. My boy Carl Thomas. It's people like that you can't think of Gina Thomas. Thompson, excuse me, Gina Thompson. So all of the bad boy artists that you really never heard too much from anymore. Maybe we'll hear from them in the future.
I hope so. I truly hope so. Because again, everyone has their own artistry now. Get some inspiration, make new music. Everyone else, like Sade, is coming back apparently. So I'm like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, there's another tour. That's definitely a tour I definitely want to see when she
hell
comes.
Yeah! If they come to Puerto Rico, I'm getting a ticket. Ladies and gentlemen, moving on to the next topic, which is something a little bit funny, a little bit sad, but a little bit real. Celebrity mugshots. Now, we have visuals here, and I'm gonna turn off my camera to save energy. I mean, speaking of which, one more second. By the way, last week was the best episode ever. Why?
Jet planes in the night sky with you. Getting high in the sunrise with you. Getting through all the bad times with you. I wasn't missing a thing, no I do.
Wow.
It's called segueing. Now, ladies and gentlemen, out there that thank you guys for watching every episode. I just checked Facebook. Someone shared this video for the first time ever, so I appreciate you. Juan de Correa de Teluquillo. Appreciate you. Today, we're going to talk about these particular people that you're going to see in these pictures. We only have one picture, but for the viewer audience, welcome to Celebrity Mugshots and how many celebrities fuck up. Okay, now I'll bring the picture up right now. Right in 1 second. Here we go.
I'll be ready to start vibing when the intros be coming in.
Yeah. I know, right? I'm getting used to it. And this was, again, I made this video, ladies and gentlemen, 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago, I made this. I just sat down like, I wonder how many mugshots I can find. And I found a shitload. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be off camera for a second, just for video purposes. Here we go. So, do you recognize any of those people? You have a list, by the way. So, L, take it away.
Okay, so there are people on your list here that I have on my list. I'm going to start from the bottom. And as I'm scrolling, I see Mr. Nick Nolte over there. So, actor Nick Nolte, 61, was arrested in Malibu in 2002 for DUI and drug charge for being under the influence of the drug. And I don't know what this drug is. I've never heard of it before. Gamma, have you ever heard of that before?
Wow. What year was that?
2002.
That was during, like, I think it was like the Waka Flocka era and all that stuff and the synthetic stuff.
Commonly known as GHB. Have you ever heard of that before?
Yep, that's the synthetic stuff. Yep, he was smoking that. Okay,
wow.
Continue. I know what that is. Yeah,
and that mug shot is out of control.
I got him. I got him right. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, bottom right corner is the mugshot of Nick Nolte. If you can see it right now on the screen, it's an ugly ass picture.
So this segment is like mugshots that you will never forget, and that definitely is one of them. I remember that. Let's see what we got here. I had no idea that Bill Gates was arrested.
He was? I didn't even notice that either. Huh, look at that.
1977, Bill Gates was arrested in Albuquerque, New Mexico, for driving without a license and running a stop sign.
Sounds like Bill Gates.
Mr. Jay-Z. 1999, Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z, was arrested by New York City police in December of 99 for allegedly stabbing record producer Lance Rivera at the New York's Kit Kat Club. That story, people, I'm sure y'all remember that.
Of course.
Another crazy picture, Eminem in 2000. Marshall Mathers was arrested June 4th, 2000, and charged with pistol whipping a man who allegedly kissed his wife. Y'all remember that story?
Oh, yeah. He was in that rage, jealousy phase. Yeah, I remember that.
The number one mugshot this person was not a celebrity, but because he was arrested, and of course, our good old social media turned him into a celebrity. Mr. Jeremy Meeks, known as the Hot Felon. Jeremy Meeks is a former Crips gang member and convicted felon who became famous due to his mugshot. So apparently, do you know exactly what this famous mugshot is, Coquito?
No, I do not. That's crazy. But I'll look it up, ladies and gentlemen. Look it up
Yeah.
yourself. I was like, who the hell is Jeremy Meeks? I'm like, who the fuck is that guy?
I was gonna say, when you see it, you'll know. You'll be like, oh, that guy.
Okay.
So who knew that you can become a felon and become a celebrity?
Of course. I mean, the 60s alone had a whole bunch of mobsters try to become famous because they try to be protected and they got killed. I mean, I saw the Irishman some parts. But as we see here in the list, I mean, we don't have Cosby on the list. We have OJ. We have... I gotta see it better over here. Give me a second. I gotta see it better over here. One second. There we go. We have Christian Slater. We have Keanu Reeves.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Keanu Reeves.
I'll go for it. That's weird. The nicest guy ever got arrested for something. That's crazy.
Right. I see Snoop Dogg up there too, which hopefully
I see his ass. That was like 92, 93 Snoop Dogg.
Keanu Reeves, 1993, movie star actor, was arrested for driving under the influence and recklessly driving in Los Angeles.
Wow, that's a first. I mean, this is like what 93, right?
Yeah.
That was around Point Break. Huh. Okay, that makes sense. Around Point Break, he didn't do that much movies. He did Point Break and then like 2 movies after that. 2 years later, around that time, so he probably was like, "Oh, I'm Keanu Reeves. I just did Point Break." Kurt Russell, yeah, woo. Like, all right, and Heat came out that time too. Like, okay, all right. What about? Do you have Robert Downey Jr.? Because I remember that
is so funny that he's right up on the list.
Yeah.
1999, he was arrested in California for missing his required drug testing. I guess he was on probation.
Yeah.
And during that time frame, let me see, probation for basically he was already in trouble for drug charges to begin with for possession of heroin. So I guess he had to do a series of drug testing to make sure that he was good, and he missed them.
Yeah.
So
here's the thing, though. Like, he got caught with a transvestite.
I didn't see this one here.
You didn't see that? Like, it was. I remember that because it was famous because Eddie Murphy got caught with a transvestite. Robert Downey Jr. got caught with a transvestite, but that's not on the list, huh?
Now, I want to go to another celebrity mugshot that almost is. It's like twins when it comes to Nick Nolte.
Yes.
Rest in peace, the Godfather of Soul. But let me tell you, his mugshot when that came out, that was headlines across the board. Mr. James Brown arrested in 2004. What did he do here? For domestic violence situation.
Well,
you don't remember that picture? It's like Nick Nolte's twin. Are you still there? I don't have any audio from you. I'm not quite sure where Coquito went, but we're going to keep rolling on with the next one. Justin Bieber, 2014. Biebs was arrested in Miami for allegedly drag racing a yellow Lamborghini. And then on top of that, resisting arrest. And when they found out, he was under the influence of alcohol. So I'm sure if y'all look that up, you'll remember Justin Bieber's mugshot.
Okay, I'm back.
You're back.
Yeah, there we go. My apologies. I actually looked up James Brown's mugshots, and I'm looking up the picture. Holy crap! He does look like Nick Nolte. Holy shit!
They're like twins, right?
Wow, my damn! What the fuck happened to you, bro? Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
And
shit.
while you were out, we talked about Justin Bieber, who was arrested for drag racing his yellow Lamborghini, and then
I
when he
saw a
got
picture of that.
he was under the influence. Of course, how many people could forget about this one? Lindsay Lohan.
I
She
got it
was
right here in the
arrested.
picture. Got it right here, bottom left, second to last, left.
Oh, see, that's a different one because she was arrested so many times. Well, this one is crazy. I didn't know that Mr. Bruno Mars was arrested.
What? All right. Okay, that makes sense.
Bruno Mars was arrested in 2010 in a bathroom of the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada, for having cocaine.
Oh, I thought he was having some sex. I'm like, all right, well, but cocaine. I'm like, all right, okay, that makes sense. 2010. Okay, let's see. You know what? Let's go to Snoop Dogg. Okay, we already looking at him right now.
I gotta. Oh, here we go. He's right up here. Mr. Snoop Dogg arrested. Basically, he wasn't arrested. He turned himself in to face murder charges in the shooting death of Philip. What's his name? Wow, that's
exactly.
A name. Just going to say Philip W. In the Palms District of Los Angeles, California, in 1993. But of course, he was later acquitted. And of course, you know, he had that song "Murder Was the Case That They Gave Me." Snoop Dogg.
Right out of court. He just made that song like a month later. Like right out of court, right out of winning, was in the MTV Awards. I remember that. I saw that live too. And he did the whole illustration visually as he's singing it with like he was in the wheelchair, he came back up and everything. I was like, damn, this is art. I love this. But then you realize this motherfucker got off the M charge. Son of a bitch. Huh. I mean, we all know. It's like people asking if OJ did it.
Well, that's a whole nother story because that
yeah, exactly. We're not talking about that. That is a Midnight Vibes subject altogether. Did OJ do it, ladies and gentlemen?
And I want to talk about my boy Shia LaBeouf.
Oh my god, that crazy bastard! Go for
it. So he was arrested for shoplifting. Apparently, shoplifting.
He did a Winona Ryder.
Apparently, that's what this says here.
Wow. By the way, I saw a movie in 2007 and 8, and they used that reference a lot. Poor Winona Ryder in 2008 and 9.
Oh, yeah, that was terrible. I can't believe she did that. When you got all that money?
Yeah, but kleptomania is real. All right. Give me one more miscellaneous games before we get the special story time, please.
All right, let's go ahead and scroll and see what comes up. I mean, I can think of ones off the top of my head, Lil' Kim.
Yeah.
But we will see what the next one is. We're starting to go back into time here. I'm gonna get
of course, we have the chance. We can go all. Elvis was arrested.
Oh yeah, I had. Let me scroll back and see where it lands.
I had a picture of him in one of them, so that was
we had Chris Tucker.
That's surprising.
We had Chris Tucker. Yeah, we had him. Yeah. Let's see.
Cosby's mug shot was ugly. I was like, ugh. That was just bad.
Bruno Mars was shocking. We had Meek Mill, of course.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What a surprise. Meek Mill's in jail. Okay.
All right. Here's a good one. Mick Jagger. 1957. I see
1957. Got left top 2.
Drug possession.
Not surprising. What year was that?
1967.
Yep.
He was with Keith Richards too during the time frame.
He would have been with he would have been with Jim Morrissey if he didn't die, or he would have been with Jimi Hendrix if he didn't die. He would have been with Alanis Morissette if they didn't. Like, you know that if you all you do is just add a celebrity in those 60s with Mick Jagger, and he would have, but they were all dead. That's how bad drugs were made, ladies and gentlemen, in the 60s.
Since we went back, I got one last one that's a shocker that I have no idea. Cher.
She got arrested for what?
1959. She was only 13 years old, and Cher was arrested for borrowing a friend's car and driving it without a license in LA.
Okay. Well, I don't feel bad for Cher. Cher, what are you doing, man? You can't turn back, and you can't. I was about to put the song, but I forgot what the whole song was. But that's actually came off the dome, ladies and gentlemen. That was Celebrity Mugshots. I'm gonna stop it right there because I did not make that up. That was bars. But that was actually a good episode. That was actually a good topic, actually. I actually get to bring my shit back now. There we go. That actually was a good episode talking about. Damn it, topic talking about celebrity mugshots. I do want to talk about OJ and certain things like we could talk about celebrities getting off charges and the controversies behind them because there's a lot of celebrities that we know we're like, this motherfucker got away with a lot of shit, and damn.
Well, the reason that the real reason that sparked this topic here, celebrity mugshots, right?
Because of the TRUMP thing, yeah. And by the way, you called that. By the way, you put this thing up. Yeah, you put that shit up months before we even did this. So, ladies and gentlemen, another Nostradamus by Larry Gaines. He predicted this shit way before we even did this. So
I know, isn't that crazy?
It is crazy. We're predicting shit all the time. We're gonna be freaking stocked up by the CIA. But, ladies and gentlemen, while we continue on in life, it's time for that special heartwarming moment that makes Larry laugh or cry. The stories of Coquito. Now, this is called the Expo, and this is going to be a very funny but heartwarming episode. Now, shout out to Joy West Press. I got invited to the next NEXT Tourism Summit 2023, where, as you can see here, all these stickers are different towns on my island of Puerto Rico, plus stickers of a manatee and a bat, a Bacardi. I got all that stuff. It's pretty cool. I was happy. I had a great time in the expo. Got drunk for free. Got mad because they ran out of my favorite beer halfway through the expo. I was pissed. Had like six. No, I'll be pissed. Like, no, mind you, they had liquor for days. They had liquor bottles for days, but I wasn't gonna drink liquor because the night before I just had a half bottle of Patron with pineapple, and a half bottle of Tito's handmade vodka, which I didn't know was made from corn. So, I did not know that. So I was like, no, I'm just gonna be an average Puerto Rican. After drinking one night, I'm gonna have beer, just settle my stomach, So as I'm drinking, shout out to Chepo's promotion. He left a comment at the beginning of the episode. He came from Jacksonville. He's a nightclub owner, and he supports me on Patreon. So he came from Levittown. He's passing by, enjoying the. Shout out to Chepo's wife. I hope you get the skin thing that you need for your face. She knows what I mean. She was talking about something. Anyway, Chepo tells me, I'm in Sandy Hills. I'm in Luquillo. I want to see you. I'm like, dude, you're here, and I'm here on the other part of the island, bro. Like, we just crisscrossed. You picked the wrong day to see me because I'm in the other side of the island in an expo. He's like, what's the expo? I was like, oh, and I showed him the video. As you saw on my Instagram, I put it up on Instagram, the giant convention center. I go back inside, whatever, chill out, eat about 6 cups of fish with calamari, delicious. Bunch of pastries and my girlfriend's drinking coffee shots, coffee drinks, espresso coffee, like everything that's coffee. That woman is going hard on it. Shout out to my girlfriend. And Joy's just like whatever, hanging out with the dolls. I got a caricature, as you can see right here. Got that from the place as well. It's pretty badass. I felt like I was in Jersey with this thing right here, so it's pretty cool. Then I go outside to have a cigarette. Whatever. I'm sitting down with my girlfriend, and we're divvying up the swag bag. By the way, they gave me a beautiful portable charger that has all 3 adapters at the back. USB-C, USB-B, and the iPod. I'm like, holy shit, nice. For free. So we're all divvying it up, and I'm counting all the stickers of the different towns. And then a car stops right in front of us and says this, and I quote, "Hey, can I get your autograph?" And I say, "Who the fuck are you?"
Oh,
because I don't know who the fuck it is. It's a guy with a wife in a car. The fuck are you? Yo, what's up, Alex Coquito? Mind you, If someone says Alex Coquito and Luquillo, I get a little startled, but I'm in my hometown. It makes sense. All my banners are around everywhere. When someone calls me Alex Coquito in San Juan in the convention center in a place I don't normally hang out at all in years, I get freaked out. I'm like, yo, how you know me? Yo, it's me, Chepo. I'm like, Chepo, like from, and then the light bulb in my head after me drinking, and it's about 3:00 in the afternoon. I'm drunk, ladies and gentlemen, at 3 in the afternoon. I started drinking at 1 because these motherfuckers didn't want to open up the beer box until 1:00. You can have drinks at 10:00 in the morning, mixed drinks like crazy, peanut butter shots.
That's
but
crazy.
You can't have a beer. Welcome to Puerto Rico. Now, he says, no, I wanted to see you. And I said, wait a minute. You were just in Sandy Hills because I just saw your Instagram story and you just showed me Sandy Hills. That means you drove from Sandy Hills all the way back to San Juan to see me. And like, no, yeah, I was just going to Levittown and I'm going back home. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, what are you going? I'm like, I'm going back to the expo. And you can get a ticket for free. Just go online to like the event app and then you can get it. He's like, all right, see you. And I'm like, I'm tearing up. I'm literally tearing up. My girlfriend's like, yo, dude, you're fucking super famous. I'm like, no, dude, I'm just a normal dude. Don't do that shit. Stop that. I'm just here. I'm just trying to get drunk. I'm getting emotional. Right? So I go upstairs, whatever. And I'm chilling out. I see another Instagram post from Chepo. And he shows me that he bought in his post, in his story, he bought he didn't buy, but he got the ticket. Right? You get a lanyard. I was like, and he comes right up to me and we talk for 15 minutes, right? And his wife's talking about hanging out in St. Thomas and everything else. And he's like enjoying my content. He watches all my stuff. And I'm telling myself, this guy is a successful nightclub owner in Jacksonville, has many Latino artists and big people like that. He's had many hip hop artists and R&B people. And he's thinking I'm a celebrity, me. So I'm like, okay, cool. The crazier thing then that he did was that after he said hi and shook my hand, we talked about it. He put up he put up another story of me talking about like sun care and everything else. I think he's like, oh, I'm gonna go see the thing. I want to hang out some more. I'm like, all right, bye. He leaves. He doesn't stay for the convention. He doesn't stay to hang out. He just came, bought a ticket, went upstairs just to see me. That's it. And I told for the whole day, I was the happiest ever. Mind you, I was the freaking bag guy carrying 4 giant bags of swag, drunk, not sitting for 6 hours.
Wow.
But it was all worth it because one, I had a professional workup done for my picture, as you saw on my Instagram, like nice picked up. I got a whole bunch of cool shit, cups and stickers all over the town. I ate so much good food. I met a couple people for networking. I helped 3 other people in my town find out about this, and they immediately went online, got the tickets, and ran over there. But they regretted going the second day because obviously the second day sucked. The first day was good. I had listened to a great band. I got stupid drunk, as you can see from Chepo. Yes, sir. Thank you guys for hanging out. And anyone who wants to donate down in the links below. www.LarenGaines.com is in the link down below. Check it out. Have fun. The whole night I talked about him. The whole morning I talked about him. I talked to my mom about this. My mom's like, you have never been so giddy about a fan seeing you ever. You hate fans seeing you, Alex. I'm like, yeah. Like, and I've told you this. And I'm going to paraphrase Benny the Butcher. I've lived my life so fucked up, I can never live my life civilly. So when someone's reaching out for their hand, I'm reaching for my Glock. Paraphrasing. And knowing this guy that came up to me in a car and just said autograph, and I'm freaking the fuck out, but then he said Chepo, and I knew the confidence that I know him enough because he's my Patreon. He chose to pay $10 a month for my thing and everything else. I respect that more than anything else. Why do I respect people who buy my Patreon? I don't know. It's just life. Why? Segue.
Yeah, still in this bitch with the same shit on from yesterday. Yeah, only niggas that know about this is niggas that grind. Know what I'm talking about?
Gotcha there. And that, ladies and gentlemen, with the stories of Coquito. Next week, I will talk about a opportunity story to talk to a go-go dancer slash exotic dancer slash cosplayer with her friend who is also a astrologist, massagist, and shibari.
Wow.
It's about to get nasty. But final thoughts on these two topics, Mr. Larry Gaines.
Great show. Great show. Love your energy. You always bring it. You always bring it. That's a very touching story. So I'm glad that ended well for you. Celebrity mugshots, of course, we hung out and we had fun. We all know, what really sparked that. But we had some great mugshots and learned some things that I never knew, like Cher, had no idea. Bruno Mars, had no idea. So that was fun. And at what's an appropriate age? Wow. Again, some states are real ruthless.
Yeah.
There's no age in 12, 13, stuff like that. So anybody out there that's underage that's watching, make sure you're very careful and you don't do anything stupid because you never know.
Yeah, you never be good, dude. That's good. All right. Final thoughts on these two topics. Appropriate age for an adult. And again, I did not talk about Puerto Rico. Because here in Puerto Rico, there's a totally different level of age here.
And, what is it, 9 years old?
No, you laughing. You laughing. We'll talk about that another topic, ladies and gentlemen. You laughing. Now, with the appropriate age of all these other cities, I understand with certain crimes, you have to be more aggressive so people don't do that anymore. But the real question for you in the audience, anyone that's watching and anyone that will watch this when I cut this and put it in the video, even when you enforce heavy laws, will it automatically stop the crime or make people bolder to not get caught? Because again, before I cut it off, if you remember back in the day in the olden times of life, 2,000 years ago, if you were a thief, you got your hand cut off. If you were a SODO, you got your cut off. If you were this, like that, and that, and that, and that, and that. And I'm not saying it was a simpler time, but those people did it, and people just got bolder. So what happens when more laws are enforced? Yet people are like, I'm just going to do it. I don't give a shit. Because, again, if you remember a famous phrase from a famous dumbass girl, catch me outside, how about that? Okay, I'm old. And about the second topic, which was celebrity mugshots, it's amazing that certain mugshots say certain things, everything else, Elvis and everybody else, but yet there's no evidence other than my memory and history, apparently, that Robert Downey Jr. and Eddie Murphy got caught with a transvestite and got arrested for it. Not because they were transvestite, because they were transvestite hookers. Yet it's not up there. Mr. Iron Man got an Iron Man. But either way, thank you, Mr. Larry Gaines, for hanging out here. Thank you, Mr. Larry Gaines, for once again enjoying my time. And I'm enjoying your time and my pleasure. And I'm tired, ladies and gentlemen. It's 11 o'clock at night. No, it's not. It's almost 10. I want to give a shout. I'm really tired. I am. I've been working my head off all day. Shout out to Chepo. Shout out to John Bones. Shout out to Jamie. Shout out to everyone that rocks with me. Luquillo. Shout out to Molly. Shout out to Fred. Shout out to Jennifer Forche. Shout out to everyone that I rock with. Shout out to Bonnie. Sells cakes. And shout out to everyone that rocks with me online. Onyx. Chris Lotus. He just gave me a shout out on his channel for some weird reason. Thank you, I guess. Shout out to the Misfit Nation. Shout out to the Kayfabe Cartel. Shout out to everyone that comes to my channel. Twitch, otherwise, and all the haters. You've been lacking. Haven't been hitting no dislikes. I appreciate you for that. But if you want to get me more riled up to make me do more stuff, give me a little bit of dislike. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, stay healthy. Stay happy. Oh, damn, Red Wolf got here last. Hey, you two. Sorry I can't stay, but have a great night, guys, later. You too, Red Wolf. Appreciate you, man. Stay healthy. Stay happy. And remember, Midnight Vibes next week. We'll always be crazy. We'll always be nuts, but we'll always be honest. Mr. Larry Gaines, what do we say to everybody?
Deuces. See you next time.
See ya, bitches.